Hello viewers, here is a Hunter 52-inch low profile ceiling fan in the white finish. This is probably early 2000s, late 90s, somewhere in there. I'm not sure how long these were made for. This is a fan I have wanted for a very long time. I got my first Home Depot ceiling fan selection catalog in 2001. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if they just started putting them in the stores around here in 2001 or what. I'm fairly certain that they go back to the 90s, so I'm not sure why that was the first time I saw them. But anyways, in that particular guide, there were primarily Hampton Bays fans, but there were a handful of Hunter fans as well. And I think it was on like the second to last page. They had this fan. They had the Hunter original in white, 5 blades, no light. And there was a third Hunter fan. I can't remember what it was, but I remember very distinctly always liking the Hunter original and this fan, the low profile. And in that catalog it was shown without the light, and that's how I wanted to install it here, but I didn't have the switch cap for it. I think the one that I have on the Passport fan may fit this, but I just never tried it. Someday I'll get a switch cap for it. But anyway, so it was kind of neat to have this in here after looking at it in the catalog for all those years and wanting one. I'm starting to become very fond of these Hunter products from the 90s. Aesthetically, they're really nice fans, and quality and performance concerns quite good as well. And they are standing the test of time. These fans are getting to be 20, 25, some of them 30 years old, and for the most part they're still working just fine. I don't see as many of these around as I used to, but I remember, let's say 10 years ago, I would see these around quite often at other people's houses and in stores and whatever. I think they're just getting replaced because people don't like white and brass fans. They want these hideous stainless steel fans or whatever. So I think they're just getting replaced because people don't like the looks of them anymore. That was the case with this one. This one was replaced with a Hampton Bay Hawkins in that ugly stainless steel finish. This was perfectly good. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It was replaced because of appearance. And so I think that's why most of these are getting changed out at this point. I don't think it's because they're failing. I think most of these still work. So this fan, I have seen these maybe twice that I can recall, once or twice. I used to see a lot of these older Hunters in Newport, Rhode Island. We used to go there for vacation almost every year for a while, and then I don't know what happened, we just stopped going. I haven't been there in probably, I don't know, maybe 10 years. And I remember seeing one of these fans. I'm going to stir it up now. Oh, stir up on low. I remember seeing a selection of, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 fans. It was 2 or 3 of these in an art gallery. It was a really interesting building. It had 2 stories, and in the middle of the room, it was a real big room, probably 50, 60 feet long, and in the middle of the room it was open, like the floor was open, so you could see the ceiling from the lower level, and above that opening in the ceiling there was 2 or 3 of these, and that was the first time I ever saw these that I can recall anyways. Maybe I saw them some other time, but that was the time I remember seeing these in person for the first time, and I really liked them. And they were running on low, and when I installed this in here, I installed it and then I wasn't really using it that much, and then a couple of days later I had it running like this on low, and I walked into the room here and it just took me back to that time, because I don't know if it's going to pick up on the cam roll that well, but the way the light is reflecting on the blades and it was making that shadow on the ceiling, that was exactly how I remember seeing it in that art gallery. Like, exactly, you can't replicate it any closer than this. And so that was pretty neat to see that again. I have no idea if those fans are still there. I would be willing to bet that they are. And I also suspect they probably still work. I've tried to find photographs of that place. Problem is, I don't remember what it was called. So, I don't know if anybody knows that area better. It's been a long time since I've been there, but if anybody knows what I'm talking about, let me know what the place was called so that I can try to see if the fans are still there. Because I would really like to get a video of those fans, or at least a picture of some. So anyways, it's going on low now, and it's not completely silent because the bearings make somewhat of a clicking sound. It's not really noticeable during the day. Like right now, the windows is open, there's a little bit of noise coming in from outside. I can't hear I don't hear the clicking. But at night, when it's real quiet, I'll hear the clicking noise. And it irritates me, but I tend to think most people wouldn't even notice, because it is pretty quiet. It's odd though, because the bearings, they're not getting noisy at all. They're still completely quiet, but they're making that clicking noise. And that is a trend with these fans that Hunter made during this time. I've noticed that on a number of fans that I have from them. That seems to be pretty much the only failure point with these. Runs very, very nicely. Okay, I'll go up to the medium now. And the medium is a slight increase from low, and then high is like a drastic increase from medium. I've noticed that with some of the other hunters from this era that I've tested. I don't know why they designed them like that, but they very consistently did that. In regards to performance, I would say this is the most powerful flush mount fan that I've ever used. It's not up to par with downrod mount fans, but it's really strong. Really strong. And it's not like it's low from the ceiling or anything like that. It is pretty high up there. It's only a couple inches of clearance from the blade to the ceiling, maybe 4 or 5 at most, but it still whips around the air no problem. You can see here it's moving them plants around. Even moving this plant, and this is a heavy plant. The medium is still very quiet. There's almost no wind noise at all. No bearing noise other than the occasional clicking. Okay, let's go up to the high. And on the high we do get some wind noise, but it's only wind noise. It's not any annoying motor sounds or anything like that. It's purely just the blades cutting through the air. And this is really moving some air in here. I've never felt a flush mount fan perform like this. Really impressive. Oh, here we go with the blurring. I almost got through this video without it. Oh! How did I forget about this when I was talking about this? My uncle has one of these in one of his bedrooms. Duh, that's the other place I knew there was somewhere else that I'd seen him, for heaven's sakes. Anyway, so yeah, my uncle has one of these. He's got a couple of Hunter fans in his house. He has an Infinity in the living room, and then in one of the bedrooms he has one of these. Both of them run all the time and they both still work. No problem. Now I was thinking about taking this out today and replacing it with one of the passports, but I don't know if I want to do that. The light, I have those 3 shades from the Panama Gallery series. I kind of am okay with the light because it hangs down low enough and the shades kind of point down enough that it doesn't block any of the fan. It's still pretty easy to see the fan with the light on there. That's why I kept it. I wasn't that bothered by it. Some of the times the lights block the fan a lot. Like the one my uncle has, it has some kind of it's not a bowl light, but it's pretty big. It's one piece and it sits up close to the fan. It blocks the blades. You can't see the fan that well. So if it was something like that, I would have had to go, but this isn't so bad. And of course there are incandescent light bulbs in there. Okay, I'll cut it off, and then because people watch this for some reason, I guess I'll show the spin down time. I don't have time to watch that, but I guess some people do. Okay, looks like I came back just in time to have it stop. So that's that. The Hunter 52-inch low profile ceiling fan in white. It was supposed to be a nice ending, but the tripod of course had to screw it up.